changed. Just gonna go ahead and apologise for the traffic that you're gonna hear probably throughout this video. There's nothing really I can do. I live in the city, in the big smoke. Actually, I think the big smoke is like just London. I don't live in London. So yeah, the guys are gonna be there, but hopefully that's kind of soothing to hear. But yeah, I haven't made a video in about 9 months, I want to say. I don't quite know why. I think my life has felt quite transient over the past 9 months. A lot of changes. I've changed a lot, in good ways. I've grown. I'll get more into that later. But I think my ASMR videos have been typically kind of a reflection of where I'm at. And with things changing so much and so quickly, feeling these changes within myself so frequently, it's been kind of hard to know what to make videos about, I think. But I wanted to update you guys, let you know I hadn't forgotten about you or making videos or ASMR in general. I'm still a big fan, obviously, of ASMR. And I'm really grateful to the people that have subscribed and have stayed subscribed. God, it's been so long since I made a video. There's cobwebs on my mic. That's pretty funny. So yeah, I made a video about 9 months ago, I think. Yeah, I'm not going to check my phone, I'm just going to say it's that. I just quit my job. That was making me so miserable. I'm realising now, even 9 months later, just how miserable it was making me. Yeah, it sucked. And, I was living with not the friendliest people, shall we say. Just not very kind people, pretty controlling, and did not like me and my other roommate very much, and made sure we knew it. So, just self-esteem was not good. I was just coming off of a job that I hated, and I was not living in a very good situation, and there wasn't many other places to go because it was in the middle of the pandemic. So home sucked, work sucked. I was kind of feeling like shit. I think when I made that video I was kind of coming out with a depressive episode. I'm trying to think when that was. I think it was in March. And I think me and my other roommate, who was my mate from college, one of my closest and dearest friends, we were about to go to Santa Fe, New Mexico. We went on a road trip, and it was really fun. And I think that changed a lot of things for us. Kind of let us reset and reevaluate how we wanted to be treated, but also mainly how we were going to let other people treat us. And things didn't get immediately easier by any stretch, but that was definitely the beginning of things starting to get better. Those roommates moved out. Props to them. They understood things weren't working out, and they left in a very decent way. I'll give them that. I also got a new job. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I work for a mental health centre. I'm a counsellor, and I work predominantly with people who are experiencing homelessness and are in a general crisis situation. They stay with us for 30 days, and in that time we try and get them stabilised, housed. It's very difficult to do. There aren't really many places, but we give it a go, try and get them like long-term care. It's really rewarding. I genuinely love the people that I get to serve. I learn so much from them. Honestly, like, my whole outlook on life has changed a lot from working with the people that I get to work with. I know that sounds really cheesy, but I think empathy is always a trait I always want to be expanding on throughout my life, and finding ways to empathise and understand people that seem ununderstandable at first. It's been incredible. I highly recommend it if you want to get into mental health, to do it. I haven't changed that much, obviously. I'm still drinking shit tons of tea. What else? Yeah, I've just become a lot more of a confident person. Started having better boundaries with people. Started being more vulnerable with people as well. Having better boundaries allows me personally to practice vulnerability and accept love, accept care, and let people in more quicker, because I know what I want from friendships and romantic relationships. And yeah, it's been a learning process for sure. It still is, but my close relationships, both romantic and otherwise, have been way improved in the past kind of 6 months, just from therapy mostly, to be honest. But I went to a lot of therapy, which was really helpful. Yeah, that's one thing. I got a tattoo, which I'm really happy with. I'm sitting on my guitar amp right now, because I don't have any chairs low enough. I don't know if you can see it. It's that's so awkward. It's the monkey of the Nazca lines in Peru. I thought someone was on. It's my roommate. She'll just be in her room, I think. I went to the Nazca lines a few years ago, and I really wanted to get this tattoo, but the place I went to in Peru was really dodgy. I was gonna tough it out, and then I saw a piercing that they gave my friend, and I was like, I'm gonna wait till I get back to America, thank you though. Not this is like a... I guess this is a big change. It is a big part of why my confidence is skyrocketed in the past kind of 6 months. I lost a lot of weight, about 40 pounds, which isn't a huge deal to me. You look how you look, but you can't help it often what your size is. But for me, it was really demoralizing, because I was probably the healthiest person I knew in terms of diet and level of exercise. At least like the healthiest person that wasn't like where health was their personality, if that makes sense. Like, I exercised more than any of my friends. I ate less crap. I cooked at home every day. And like healthy food, just veggies and stuff. And I was still kind of bigger, kind of chubby. And it really bothered me. Like, it felt like everything I did was a bit pointless. I think Lynn's getting her food. Turns out I'm actually really allergic to, or really intolerant of, alcohol. And I mean, that makes sense, because around the time I started putting on weight was around the time I started drinking more heavily. Not that I was ever a heavy drinker. No shame if you are a heavy drinker. But I wasn't. And then literally the month I stopped, I dropped like 40 pounds and kept it off. And that explained a lot. And I really felt like I was back in my own body again, if that makes sense. I think I felt very kind of disconnected from it, because didn't feel very in control. So that felt really good. And yeah, that has been a big part of my confidence coming back, because I don't know, I can look in the mirror and kind of recognise myself and be like, oh my god, yeah, that's me. I take care of myself, and this is how it looks, and it feels really good. I have to say, if you're a bit bigger, that's totally fine. It's just naturally, that's not how I look, and I think that's where I felt a bit disconnected, because it was like I wasn't looking at myself for a long time. I also started exploring my sexuality a bit, which felt really good. Still feels good, obviously. So, for those of you who don't know, I've been identifying as gay since I was about 13. I was pretty much only attracted to women from as long as I can remember. But a few months ago, I started noticing, or allowing myself to notice, that I do have an attraction to men as well. Less men, for sure. It's not as universal as women, but I do find men attractive. But it felt different, so I didn't want to explore it, and I also feel like when you're not doing very well mentally, which I wasn't for a long time, you just don't have space to to explore parts of yourself. You just kind of have to stick your head down and go with what you know sometimes. Not literally, you're gonna, find a way to, get your minds out of the gutter. I'm not talking about getting my head down, I just mean like, focusing on school, okay? I'm trying to keep it, like PG-13. But I started dating men, and it was really fun. I was kind of just looking to explore, and not get into anything too serious, but I did end up meeting one man who I connected with pretty instantly. It was, within 2 minutes of meeting him. The chemistry was pretty electric, and we had a lot of the same values. We wanted a lot of the same things for our lives, and just couldn't get enough of each other from early on. And we started dating, and it was great. It was such a fun time. He is such a special person. Just a lot of really good qualities that I look for just in people in general. I genuinely just love being around him. We dated for, I want to say, about just over 2 months, I think. And it was going really well up until literally like the last day we were together. He'd been through a lot of shit, and which is honestly why we connected so much, to be honest, because I have as well. And we can sort of relate to that process of like wanting to become more than what happened to you, and feeling like almost like triumphant over your past and having a real kind of zest for life. Which what really attracted me to him. He ended up having a pretty major setback in his journey to recovery, that something he hadn't experienced in about 2 years. And he went to a really dark place, and was not emotionally available. He needed to focus on himself, and while he didn't go about it in the best way initially, I was very supportive of that, and we broke things off, and we're still friends, and I'm still rooting for him. No hard feelings. I will say I do miss being in a relationship sometimes. I miss just having a person I could go to if you just want to cuddle. You have someone who's always wanting to cuddle you. And if you just want to do fuck all, and watch TV in bed, you know, got someone who wants to do that with you. Not that my friends can do that, but you know, it is nice to just have somebody who's just always down to connect and be intimate, even in very kind of casual ways. So I miss that, but ultimately, like, you know, it was a good experience, and it did end well. We parted as friends pretty soon after we broke up, so that's all good. Yeah, that was kind of a big deal for me. It was my first relationship with a man. It was not that different, to be honest. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, what was it like? How was it different? Like, it's not. There are way more differences between individuals than there are between genders. I really believe that. So, yeah. That kind of brings us to kind of recently. A few weeks. It's been a few weeks. So it's kind of fresh still, but I'm doing okay, I promise. But yeah, things are going really well. I love where I live. I'm going skiing. I can see the mountains from my house, pretty much. If I look between the trees, I look between the houses. Because I live in the city, I don't live in the mountains. But I can go hiking whenever I want in the Rockies, which I never even would have dreamed of when I was a kid. Never would have dreamed that I could just go skiing whenever I wanted. Just if I woke up and wanted to go ski that day, I could go ski. Because where I live, that's insane. I would have never imagined that growing up in Ipswich, but I feel so blessed in so many ways. I love this apartment. I love the people I live with. We got a new roommate in June, I think, and she's amazing. She is so cool. And me and James got really lucky by meeting her on Facebook. Yeah, I love my job. I love my co-workers too. They're really cool people. They really genuinely just really care about people and will meet people at their lowest points and, you know, identify strengths and within them and bend over backwards to get them the things they need. Will, you know, support their co-workers when we're getting burnt out, when we're not seeing good results, when we're just seeing so many people discharged back to the streets, which is the hardest thing I have to deal with at my job. Like, sometimes there's just nowhere. We'll apply to so many places and there just is nowhere for this person to go. Oh man, that does not get easier, but yeah, my co-workers, we support each other and get each other through that disappointment so that we can you know, come back refreshed and go balls to the wall, try and help the next person. Because yeah, you can't help everyone, unfortunately. Doesn't mean you don't try, but yeah, I've definitely seen some shit in my job, and I feel very grateful for the support that I've received in order to allow me to respond well and be there for people, be calm and compassionate in life and death situations, and, you know, like suicide attempts and overdoses, situations of, you know, violence, having to break that up and kind of mitigate that, and, you know, things like that. I feel grateful for the support I've got so that I can do a good job handling that stuff. And it feels good to be good at something. Man, like, it feels so good to feel successful at your job. I'm good at things like I am. Like, I'm a great guitarist and I used to be a really good rugby player and I'm a great friend. But man, it feels good to be fulfilled professionally and to be valued, even when you can't give, you know, the performance that you gave the day before because you're so tired, or, you know, it feels good to really feel like you're putting you're putting the best of yourself into something valuable. That feels amazing. Even when, shit hits the fan and work is really tough, like, it just feels really good to be able to put the best that I have in myself into something valuable for somebody else. Yeah. It feels great. I love working in mental health. No day is the same. It's wild. Especially working in residential. It's kind of the Wild West. Which I love. I'm trying to think what else is new. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about ASMR. I watch it every day still. It still is a great help to me. I think there are times when you need to be helped, and there are times when it feels better to help. Oh, change the time. Hey, I'm making an ASMR video. It's okay, hence the lights. I'm almost done, I'm just wrapping up. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'd like to make more, but I also felt like I just wanted to let you know how I am, because I'm doing really well, you guys. I'm really happy. Things aren't perfect, things never are, but I don't know, I feel like I've really come through the other side, and when I'm dealing with things that are difficult, I feel like I have the tools in my toolbox to deal with it and put it away. And I'm just very fulfilled professionally, in friendships, and in romantic, and I guess more casual relationships. And yeah, things are just good, and I wanted you guys to know that because you've been a real help for me. Just your support for this channel, and also just the ASMR community in general. I wanted you to know what you've done and the role that you've played in my life, which has been huge. The pandemic has made us all feel so alone, and you made me feel a lot less alone. So thank you. Be kind to yourself because you really deserve it. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.